Hey students, this is lesson 3.2, solving inequalities using addition or subtraction. We're going to learn how to use addition or subtraction to solve inequalities here. Go ahead and do this review and I'll get back to you. All right, the concept here is addition, and we're going to use addition and subtraction properties of inequality to solve inequalities. And basically they're the same as the addition and subtraction properties of equalities. You can, when you have an inequality, you can add the same number to both sides and it's still true. And you can subtract the same number from both sides and it's still true. Go ahead and do 8 through 11 using the addition and subtraction properties of the equality. All right, so we're going to use those to solve it, and then we're going to show the solutions on a graph, and then we're going to also learn how to check that here. So to find the solution of x plus 9 is less than 12, we want to know what all these numbers are, that when 9 is added to them, they're still less than 12. And we could find that pretty easily just by subtracting 9 from both sides. When we do that, we get x is less than 3. So we're saying all numbers less than 3. We think are the solutions. I'll show you how to check that in a second. So let's find 3 on the number line and put an open circle there. And then we're going to color in to the left of that. So I'll use my red line to show all of those less than 3. There we go. And then we're going to check that. And so those will continue. Now the way we're going to check it is we're going to take this number 3. When we plug that in, it should be equal to 12. So 3 plus 9 should equal 12. And that's of course true. So we got that part. And then the other thing is other numbers on from my solution set, my number line should also be true. So if I just pick any number in here, it could be a half, could be 0. Any of these numbers could be -2. I usually just pick the first one in the set, first integer in the set. So I'm going to do 2 plus 9, make sure that's less than 12. And of course 11 is less than 12. So we're good there. So we have 2 yeses here. So that means we have solved it correctly. All right, I'm going to let you try that. All right, problem 2. What are the solutions of 7 is less than or equal to x plus 3? Here, since we're adding, we're going to subtract from both sides to get our solution. And when I do that, I get 4 is less than or equal to x. And remember that if 4 is less than or equal to x, then x is actually greater than or equal to 4. So all numbers greater than or equal to 4. So I'm going to put a solid circle at 4. And greater than will be to the right. So I'm going to color in this way. And that'll keep going. And then again, to check that, when I substitute 4 in, it should equal. So 4 plus 3 should equal 7. And that is true. 7 is equal to 7. So I got a yes there. And then I'm just going to pick one other number. And maybe this time I'll just use 4.5, substitute 4.5 in. So 7 is less than or equal to 4.5 plus 3, just to check that out, if that's true. 4.5 plus 3 is 7.5, and 7 is less than that, so we have a yes there. So I think we have the right solution. All right, you try that. All right, problem 3, what are the solutions of t plus 3 is greater than -1? Again, we're going to use subtraction here. And when I do that, I get t is greater than -4. So I'm going to put an open circle because we don't want -4 to be included. And then I'm going to draw my line to the right. All right, and then I'm going to check that when I substitute in -4. All right, so -4 plus 3 should be equal to -1. We did this right, and that's true. And then some other number in this group, like, I don't know, I'll just pick -2. That should also be true. So -2 plus 3 should be greater than -1. And -2 plus 3 is 1. And 1 is greater than 1. So it checks out. All right, you could try that. All right, problem 4, we'll put this into a situation form. The hard drive on your computer has a capacity of 250 gigabytes. You used 115. You want to save some home videos to your hard drive. What are the possible sizes of home video collection? Inequalities work good because there's all kinds of possibilities. Like if your video collection was just 1 gigabyte, that would easily fit 2 gigabytes, 3 gigabytes. So we can use an inequality to represent this. Let's let B equal the size of your video collection. The size of your video collection. And then using B, if we add the 115, we'll get how much we've used up. The video collection plus the 115 you've already used for the total. And then, and we know that our capacity is 250, which means whatever that amount is, that total has to always be less than or equal to 250. And then we can just solve it by subtracting 115 from both sides. And we get our video collection can be any number less than or equal to 135. Okay. Of course, that has to be a positive number, so I'm just going to put a side note. And B is greater than or equal to 0. But we know that we can use anything, any size less than or equal to 135. All right, you try that. All right, that's it for this lesson. Go ahead and do the lesson check, and we'll talk about that next time we meet in class.